Well, hello folks, this is Gigi. Welcome. It is Friday. We're going to be dropping some money today. And we got a quote as well. I did do a midweek drop because this is what's been going on at Gigi's place. It's a whole story. It's a whole thing. It's been going on for 2 years. They come back and forth, back and forth. So now they did some patching because apparently some nails were going through the wall. Now, we thought they were going to paint too. No, they don't paint. So now I got patchwork all around my house with blue tape where I guess the guys know that where they did the work, and I waited for the painters to come back. Anyway, it's a whole story. I did do a little clip with me and Luna walking. There you go. But today we are going to go ahead and count some money. And we got an update on that as well. So at first, we got to do our little drink.
We're getting ready, getting ready at the dance floor.
It's that strawberry burst water with a little red Moscato. Refreshing for the summer days. And we're also got a quote. So let's go ahead and count some money. Here's 40, 50, 60. A little bit, that's okay because every little bit helps. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to add 5 to here. And so let's see here. My day went to Reggie's. Very good. I'm trying to be really good with that. Also started school this week. Wasn't supposed to start until next week, but the professor already had stuff up. Food science. A culinary science class. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're going to pass this one up right now, our little tooth challenge, or smile challenge. And we'll talk about this one in a little bit. And we are going to go ahead at 40, 40, 40, 40. There we go. Because you know what? We're just about done with this one. I want to go ahead and finish it up. Luna, really? Hey, don't do that. You know, this dog has been through 3 beds already. This is the 4th one here. She hasn't chewed it, but she's got a little hole that I'm thinking she's trying. So let's go ahead and take care of this one here. I want to make sure I get my shot here. And let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, this one's almost done. It's been great. I'm telling you, I'm so glad I did this one. But next year, we're definitely going to up it. More money, more money, more money. All right. So there we go. That one. Now, so Big Dog went to the dentist this week, and because his bridge, I guess you could call it, or plate, was going like this. So he talked to the doctor, and the doctor says, you need to get your bottom teeth, because he's had major work before, so he doesn't really have any back teeth on the bottom. So of course the plate doesn't have anything to sit on. So we're doing the plate sooner than I thought. But it's going to be a lot less expensive. So I talked to the dentist about that, and it's only going to be $1,800 because what they're going to do is going to do partials. And it may be actually less because these trays, the doctor's not sure that they're going to utilize, which could be 15 or 18. I went ahead and did for 18. And what I thought we'd do today is we're going to start this one today, because now I'm going to have both going at the same time. But I want to go ahead and start this one today. And you like my little smile here? But let's see. I think I'm still going to keep it in orange because we are changing. So we're going to go ahead and start saving. The dentist is supposed to get back to me as to how soon we're going to start this process. We are starting today, which is 8, 15, 20, 25. The reward is Big Dog's smile. I love this picture. My son been traveling. Wherever he travels, he picks up Big Dog a t-shirt. He got this one for Prague. And I told Big Dog smile. You know, he does really smile. He's never really smiled. And it's nice to actually see him smile because it does make a difference. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and start this one. And we're going to put 15 because there's 120 little smiles here. $50 a piece. It comes up to $1,800. So I thought what I would do is just as I go along, if I put 1 or 2 or 3, whatever I'm able to put, I'll go ahead and start saving on this one. And then next week, because then we'll get paid again, we're gonna clear off these big numbers here: 91, 93, 94 for sure. We're just gonna knock those out, probably one a week, because this one really is almost done. We've done really well on this one. So now we gotta start this one. So I don't have an envelope for this one. So hold on. Okay, folks. Yeah, because I do want to keep them separate. So let's go ahead and put this back over here where it goes. Because this way I know when I'm finished this one, I'm done. And we're going to be closing in on that one pretty soon too. And we're going to put 15 in here. This is for the new challenge for 1,800. Put that in there. There we go. Now we organized. And that's what we're going to do there. So there we go. It was nice, right? We're saving little by little. So now, we talked about, let's see, I went to Zumba Friday. We did a sticker day with my mom. We made some stickers. I wish I took pictures. I didn't take any pictures for our planners. I've created some stickers for my daughter because she's a planner girl, but my girl's busy. She's got 2 babies and working, so I created some stickers for her, so I'm sure she's going to get a kick out of that. So she knows they're coming. I just haven't told her when. So I'm hoping there's one more I want to do. So I'm hoping this week I'll send them out to her. She'll get a kick out of that. And let's see, my baby girl Theo turned 5 months today. Today. So please, they're getting so big. My babies are getting so big. And let's see here. My Charlie starts school next week, just like Gigi starts school, but actually started a little bit early. And because I kind of wanted to get a head start. So doing that. And now let's do a quote. Okay, you ready? Okay, folks, let's go ahead and talk about this quote here. So let me get the quote real quick. I saw this and I thought it played right into what we're talking about here, which is trusting your gut. Because sometimes I think we don't trust it, and then we're surprised when something happens. You know, like, what happened? We should trust it. We should not hesitate, because that little voice is telling us something. It's telling us to trust the gut. So here's the quote. Always trust your gut. It knows what your head hasn't figured out yet. Author unknown. And I believe this to be true, because there have been many times when I haven't trusted my gut. And when that's happened, it does not bode well for Gigi. And then what happens is when it doesn't go well, we end up beating ourselves up because we didn't go with what our gut had suggested that we do. So let's just be real here. There have been times in my life when I did listen to that feeling. I could sometimes visualize myself coming home from work. I think, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why? And I spin as I'm driving home, thinking about it. Like, why did I do that? And that's your gut telling you you didn't do right. You didn't make the right decision. And, you know, I remember the doctor telling me that you want your gut and your brain to be in sync. And that's kind of what this quote was saying. Always trust your gut. It knows what your head hasn't figured out yet. And that's exactly what the doctor was saying. So if they're not in sync, if your head and your gut, your belly, gut, whatever you want to call it, aren't in sync, you're going to have problems. Sometimes it's, what they're saying is I've always been a firm believer. I got to trust my gut, because if I don't, 9 times out of 10, it does not turn out well. And the reality is the gut is very powerful, but we sometimes don't realize that. You know, is it just some idea out there? But really, it's about your mind, body, and soul working together in harmony. And If you look at your past experiences, how many times did you not trust it? There you go. That by itself confirms what we're talking about here. Sometimes you're in a situation where someone's words, and I've been in a situation like that where someone's words and their actions don't match up. And you see how they're behaving is not matching up with what they're saying. But do we stop? No. We continue to go by what they're saying instead of how they're behaving. And that, you kick yourself later because I think to myself, I knew that. I saw what they were doing, but I did believe me. And it's like, why didn't I pay attention to that? And if something's telling you, don't go there, don't go there. Because that's your gut telling you. I don't even want to say your intuition or, that little voice that you hear. If this is don't go, don't go. And I'm a firm believer in that. It's something that my mom has also instilled in us to be mindful of. I've tried to do that to my kids as well. And the fact is, you can exercise that at any age. It's something we all have intuitively. Well, we all have. I'm just saying we all have it. But you have to exercise it, and you got to be mindful of it, and you got to listen to it. Because if you don't, that's what is going to get you in trouble. So at my age, I've learned that my gut rarely lies to me. The older I get, the more experiences I have stored, I realize that 9 times out of 10, my gut was right. But I didn't trust it. And trust is really like an act of self-respect for myself. Because if I trust my instinct, I'm also respecting myself as well. Wow, Gigi, that was pretty profound there. But you got to be mindful of it. It's easy just to kind of like not believe what's going on, and that when it turns out the way you knew it was going to happen because you didn't listen to your gut. Why are you surprised? Why are we surprised? Sometimes we're in situations that we have allowed ourselves to be in, and it's like once we're out of the situation, we realize, why did I allow that? Why did I allow that type of behavior? That was me. I was not respecting myself by allowing that type of behavior when my gut was telling me, get out, get out, get out. But we do that, and I think that just, females, I think sometimes, because we want to be nice. We want to give people the benefit of the doubt, even if they don't deserve it. And the thing is, no, don't do that. If you're thinking they don't deserve it, then they don't deserve it. If what they're saying does not match up with what you're seeing, get away. If they're withholding information, that's the same thing. That's another form of lying. If people withhold information and you can kind of feel that they're holding back, they're lying. Some people say, well, no, that's not a lie. I didn't say anything. No. If you withhold information, that's a lie. If you knowingly know that person should know that information, you should honestly be honest with them and tell them the truth, or tell them whatever it is you feel like you should share with them, and that person doesn't, because they're withholding that for you, because if they tell you, that information, they may not look as good, or they may not. It may not be. It may not work for them, even though it'll work for you. So they withhold it because maybe they don't want you to leave. Maybe they don't want you to realize what's really going on. Do not think that withholding information is not lying. It is. It's a form of lying. When somebody's words don't match up with what's going on, that's a lie. Listen to your gut. If it says get out, get out. I wish I had listened to my gut more often than not. I'm pretty good about listening to it. Really, I am. But there have been times when I haven't. And there have been big moments that I have. I'm thinking, after I get out of that situation, like, what the hell were you thinking, Gigi? What are you doing? But life is funny that way. I do believe, I remember asking my first husband, he was turning 50 years old. And this was a light bulb moment, an epiphany, whatever you want to call it. And I asked my 50s, what can he share with me at 50 years old? And his thinking was everything that happened to me was my fault. I go, what? When he said that, I was like, because I don't believe that. And I was just, this is a man I have known since I was 13 years old. And when he said that, I was just like, I almost felt like an anvil fell down my head. Because I was just struck like, that's what you believe? Because I believe in, part of it falls all into about trusting your gut. I knew that, but I didn't trust my gut. But when he said that, I'm a firm believer that we're always given opportunities to redirect or correct or allow ourselves to listen to that gut. So, and sometimes what happens, we continue to get to a point that a decision has to be made. Good, bad, or indifferent. A decision has to be made. And if we continue to make the bad decision, the same thing will happen over and over and over and over and over to us. But if we take the different route, the route that really we should be taking, the route that really the gut is telling us to take, it kind of works out the way it's supposed to work out. You're in a better position. You're feeling better. Your mind's better. Your body's better. Everything's going good for you until our next, trials and tribulation that happens in our life. Because you know what? It's always going to happen. We do not get out of here unscathed because if we don't grow. You have to have some type of pain. Like they say, no pain, no gain. That's true. Nobody lives a perfect life. All that Instagram stuff, all that Facebook stuff, all the YouTubers, we're not living a perfect life. Don't think they are, And I feel bad, especially for the young people, young girls, when they compare themselves against these people that are on Instagram, that are, Snapchatting all these perfect pictures. That's not real life, baby. Let me tell you, that's not the way that is not true. That's what they're hoping, but don't think that's really their life. It's not. It's a persona. It's a perception. We kind of talked about this, a couple of videos ago when you're creating a personality, like I said. Now, is Gigi my alter ego? I'm thinking in a way it is. She is. Because she allows me to be more open, more fun, more friendly. Because really, non-Gigi is not that fun, nor is she that friendly. I think maybe she is better than she used to be. But that's just a persona that they want you to see, but that's not real life. That's not who they really are. So just because they throw it out there doesn't mean it's so. So don't think it is. So getting back to what, when he said that, we got hummingbirds flying out here. BigDog filled my hummingbird feeder and they're going bonkers out here, so I love it. So anyway, if so, let's get back. Let me get back, Gigi. Retract. So, if we go back to our gut and listen to what it's telling us and what it's saying to us and pay attention to those little clues, we will be so far ahead than if we didn't. Because what we're doing is we're hoping for the best, even though we know the route we're going is not. We have to listen to the gut. And every time you listen to it and it proves itself to be correct, that's a muscle. That's an intuition that you will grow, that you will be more purposeful as far as listening to it. You'll be mindful in listening to it because it doesn't want to steer you wrong. When that little voice, that feeling you have is trying to tell you, stop. We just don't want to listen. Because we may want to go out and do what we know we really shouldn't be doing. We really know that we shouldn't take that. We really know we shouldn't have that. But we want it. we're human. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. But be mindful of that fact that if you're going against what your gut is telling you, you're making a conscious decision to do that. Because back here, it's telling you, don't do that. Get out. Don't move. Ask. So just realize that. So this is what I want us to do this week. What I want to try to do. Take a minute and actually listen to your gut next time you feel that inner nudge. Don't push it aside. Listen to it, and you may just be surprised as how much more confident you may feel when you do listen to it, because it's really about trusting yourself, believing in yourself, and if you're able to do that, you're so much further ahead. Because the fact is, the one we should trust the most is ourselves, not somebody else. Don't give anybody else your power. That's your power. Own it. Trust it. Don't give it to anybody else, because they won't be listening to your gut. Guess what? They're listening to their gut. And their gut isn't working for you. It's working for themselves. For that person. So don't think, look, I know there are some people that are looking like I would hope, and I think my big dog looks out for me. And I know he does. I trust him. Because you know why? Because he has displayed over years. Because let me tell you, I'm not one to fall, or to say that I'm very trusting. I'm not. I did not make it easy for this man. I'm just saying. But he has displayed by his actions, by his words, his behavior, what he says, he does what he says he's going to do. And everything he's doing aligns up with what I'm seeing. The feelings that I'm feeling for him, the actions that I'm seeing from him, the words that I'm hearing from him, they all line up. And because they line up, I have trust in him. I have faith in him. I can believe him. But just because you meet somebody, oh, they're really nice, don't think they're out for you. They're not. Look, not everybody's a bad person. I'm not saying they're a bad person. Just trust your gut. If you're going to say you better run, you better run. If that gut is telling you, you know what, let's just kind of take our time here. Let's just kind of check it out, like what's going on. Do that. Give yourself that benefit of the doubt. Have that person earn your trust. Have that person earn your ability to believe in them. Have them earn it. Don't give it up. That's your power. So again, trust your gut. Your gut is a way of making sure you're aligned with the cosmos, so to speak. Don't doubt it, because that's the one little thing that's looking out for you. No matter what, that little gut, that's their talking, telling you, do this, do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't believe it. Listen to it. I'm telling you, it will help you every single time. I know, I've learned that more often than not, I should have always listened to my gut. So I'm just saying, Gigi says, trust your gut. And if you start doing that now, you can continue to make that stronger. Your intuition will be stronger. And really, it's the best thing that you can do for your mind, body, and soul. I'm just saying. Let's do that quote again. You ready? Here we go. Oh, let me get it here. Always. Okay, give it time to load up. I'm just saying. Always trust your gut. It knows what your head hasn't figured out. Remember that. Always trust your gut. Always trust your gut. It knows that your head hasn't figured it out. Okay, we start over. Always trust your gut. It knows what your head hasn't figured out yet. Remember that, and I think that's very true. So anyway, I think that's it for today. What do you think? I think this week we gotta walk away actually working on trusting our gut. So the next time you feel that, listen to it. You might be surprised how much stronger you get out of it, how much more confident you are in it, how much more aware you are. Just be mindful of it and listen to it, because I'm telling you, it's going to help you every single time. All right? Okay, folks, I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed our little chat. We dropped a little bit of money. I'll be seeing you next week. Tits up. Until then, ciao, folks.
We're getting ready.